What if I told you there's a homemade oven that bakes real bread? No gas, no electricity, not even a single piece of firewood. And anyone, anywhere, can make it for just 15 bucks. Sounds like something big energy companies would want to keep a secret, right? Now, imagine that oven works anywhere the sun shines. This $15 solar oven isn't a gadget. It's a quiet revolution. Thanks for tuning in to Boring Economic Update, where we tackle the stuff most people ignore, but that quietly shapes the world. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the real stories behind the headlines, especially if you want to know how little changes can shake up giants. Okay, so picture it. It's a typical day, maybe it's hot, and energy prices are, as usual, inching higher. Now imagine you're outside, the sun is out, and you want to enjoy some fresh bread. But instead of switching on your oven or stove, you pull out a box, maybe made from cardboard, tinfoil, and a glass lid. You set it up in your backyard or on your apartment balcony. A few hours later, you've got warm, perfectly baked bread, and your power meter hasn't moved a tick. This isn't sci-fi or a survivalist fantasy. It's happening right now in ordinary places, thanks to this incredibly simple, dirt-cheap gadget. No fancy tech required, no hard-to-find materials. The solar oven isn't about prepping for the end of the world. It's about reimagining something as basic as how we cook and what it really costs. Most people don't think twice about baking or cooking. It's just part of life. But what happens when even the basics, like fuel or power, become expensive or unreliable? That's why the $15 solar oven is so much bigger than just a fun DIY project. It's a thumb in the eye to rising utility bills and the companies that profit from our daily routines. So let's go back a step. Where did this idea even come from? To understand why a $15 homemade oven is making certain corporate executives sweat, you've got to see the bigger picture. You might think solar ovens are new, but people have been experimenting with cooking from the sun for centuries. The concept is older than your grandmother's bread recipe. In fact, the first recorded solar cooker was invented in the 1700s by a Swiss scientist named Horace de Saussure. It was basically a wooden box with glass on top, used to trap heat from the sun. Back then, using sunlight for anything other than warming up was considered weird, maybe even suspicious. Fast forward a few centuries. Energy got cheap, people moved into cities, and oil, gas, and electricity were everywhere. The dream of solar cooking faded into the background, until now. With inflation, fuel shortages, and a growing awareness of climate change, suddenly people are once again looking for ways to cut the cord, or at least loosen it. Enter the $15 solar oven. It doesn't care about gas pipelines, electric grids, or blackouts. If there's sun, you've got heat, and heat means food. Now here's the funny thing. The big energy companies would love nothing more than for you to believe solar ovens are just a toy, or a weird hobby. Something that belongs at scout camp and not in real, grown-up life. Why? Because every loaf of bread you bake in the sun is one fewer oven cycle you pay for, one less spike on the energy chart. Multiply that across a street, a neighborhood, a city, or even more, and suddenly you're talking about a real dent in the profit margins of some of the world's oldest industries. But it gets even more interesting when you look at the numbers. Just think, the average American household spends about $150 or more a month on energy bills, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. A lot of that goes straight into running ovens, stoves, microwaves, and countless other kitchen gadgets. Even if you only use a solar oven now and then, say every time the weather's good enough, you'd shave dollars off your bill month after month. Now, if millions of people did the same, those tiny savings start looking a lot bigger, at least to the people on the other side of the energy meter. But the real story isn't about corporate bottom lines, even if that makes the big guys nervous. It's about independence. Energy independence, food independence, and the freedom to cook whenever and wherever you want, without worrying about the next rate hike, the next blackout, or the next broken boiler. You see, the thing about the $15 solar oven is, it's not just for off-grid diehards or people living in the wilderness. In countries where fuel is expensive or rationed, solar ovens are already changing daily life. In cities, people are setting up solar cookers on balconies and rooftops. Schools and community kitchens in sunny spots like India, Mexico, and parts of Africa are using them for meals that feed hundreds. So let's get practical. How does this thing actually work? No sci-fi magic needed, just a bit of basic science. The solar oven is basically a clever box that traps sunlight and converts it into heat. Reflective surfaces focus the sunlight into the box. A transparent window, like glass from an old picture frame or even sturdy plastic, lets the sun's rays in but keeps the heat from escaping. Inside, it's like a greenhouse on steroids, easily reaching temperatures of 250 to even 350 degrees Fahrenheit, more than enough to bake bread, roast veggies, or even cook meat if you really wanted to. The real beauty is how accessible it all is. For the price of a pizza and a movie, you can build your own. Most DIY models use stuff you've already got lying around, shipping boxes, aluminum foil, some black paint, maybe an old wire rack. The toughest part might be finding a piece of glass or clear plastic that fits, but even that's solvable with a trip to the thrift store or a quick ask around the neighborhood. Now, you might be wondering, is this just a clever backyard trick, or can you really make food that tastes good? Here's where most people are shocked. Bread baked in a solar oven comes out soft on the inside, golden on the outside, and loaded with flavor. It's slowly baked, picking up a unique texture. Some say it's like the difference between slow-roasted barbecue and fast food. The process is gentle, which means it's almost impossible to burn your bread. Try doing that in a regular oven. And because nothing is combusted, no gas, no charcoal, no firewood, there's zero smoke and almost zero chance of anything catching fire or overheating. Some people worry, does it only work in the desert? Actually, that's another myth. As long as there's sunlight, even a partly cloudy day in places like Ohio, Berlin, or Tokyo will still let you bake a loaf. It just might take a bit longer. After all, people use these ovens from the Andes to Australia. You can even use it in winter as long as the sun shows its face. So there's a reason energy companies aren't eager to promote this. It's a way to eat well, cheaply and cleanly, using a resource that nobody owns, meters or taxes. Imagine if entire suburban neighborhoods started using solar ovens for their evening bread or weekend meals. The small savings would add up fast. And here's the part that's almost funny. Because solar cooking isn't high-tech, there's not much for big corporations to patent or own. No subscriptions, no smart features, no forced upgrades. Just plain old science making life better, one sun-baked loaf at a time. Every year the world's demand for electricity climbs higher, even as we worry about the climate, the cost, and the future. But sometimes the answers are sitting in the backyard, waiting for a little sunlight and a bit of curiosity. Let's push the story further. If you're picturing this cheap solar oven as some fragile science fair project, you're not alone. A lot of people laugh at the idea until they see the results themselves. See, once you actually try baking real bread, or pizza, or even cookies inside this simple box on a good sunny day, you start to ask a different question. If it's this easy, then why isn't everyone using one? That's where things get interesting. The reality is, every new idea looks crazy at first. Decades back, folks used to scoff at solar panels too. Too expensive, they said, or not reliable. Now, in some neighborhoods, solar roofs are just another normal part of life. The solar oven is like a sneak peek into that same kind of change, but at the kitchen level, quiet, homemade, and quietly world-changing if enough people get involved. For most people, though, the big barrier isn't tech or money, it's routine. We get set in our ways. We like the oven we already have or the gas stove that fires up on command. The whole world is built around turning things on and off with a switch or a button. The solar oven invites us to cook differently, not harder, not longer, just differently. Take this example. A retired school teacher in Texas decided to try solar baking as an experiment, mostly because she wanted to cut her electric bill. At first, neighbors teased her for cooking with a cardboard box. She didn't care. By the end of her first summer, she'd baked dozens of loaves of bread, melted cheese for nachos, and even made a blueberry cobbler, all using nothing but sunlight and a simple homemade oven. Her reward? She saw her monthly bill drop, slowly but steadily, by about $10 to $15 each month. It wasn't a fortune, but it added up, and it always put a little grin on her face when she paid the lower bill. The best part? She said the solar oven became a quiet marker of her independence, something she controlled, whatever happened with energy rates or local service. Stories like that aren't rare. I came across reports from small towns in Spain using community-built solar ovens for weekend gatherings. Everyone brings some dough, maybe a casserole, and the energy is literally free. In some African villages, where wood is hard to find or expensive, solar ovens are getting kids back in school because they don't have to spend their mornings collecting firewood anymore. When you zoom out, it's clear. A device this simple is doing more than saving money. It's flipping the script on who gets to cook and when. Now, for the skeptics out there, here's another angle. Some folks ask, what's the catch? There's always a catch, right? In this case, solar ovens have their limits. You need sunlight. Rainy days or heavy clouds mean you might need a backup plan. Maybe a regular oven or just a simple camp stove. You can't just whip up a late-night meal unless you banked enough heat during the day. And yes, solar ovens shine brightest, pun intended, in places where the sun shows up reliably for a few hours a day. But there's something clever about how people have worked around those limits. They bake early in the day, or double the batch to eat later, or set up a few ovens at once. It's a little bit like how your grandparents used to plan meals around the weather and the seasons, back before the easy switch of a gas line or the hum of a power grid. The other question people ask is it really safe? After all, a hot box in the sun sounds suspicious. But because solar ovens heat up gradually and usually max out around 350 degrees Fahrenheit, there's almost no risk of a kitchen fire or gas leak. You do need to treat it with respect. A hot glass panel gets as scorching as a car windshield in July. so a pair of oven mitts is a good idea. But compared to the real hazards of open flames or old wiring, the risks are low. Plus, there's another safety benefit. No smoke, no carbon monoxide, and no need to worry about fuel running out. Those are real problems in parts of the world where indoor air pollution from cooking fires ruins health or even causes deaths. Now you might wonder, what would happen if more and more people started building their own solar ovens? Would energy companies really care? Well, to answer that, let's zoom in on what the big guys actually do and what eating into their bottom line looks like. If you're a gas or electric company, you're counting on millions of individual decisions adding up to a reliable stream of revenue. Every load of laundry, every baked chicken, every slice of homemade bread is another trickle of money, multiplied tens of thousands of times over. Replace even 5% of those daily routines with solar-cooked alternatives, and suddenly, everyone from shareholders to city councils starts noticing. It's death by 1,000 cuts, except each cut is a loaf of bread baked under the open sky. Industry analysts quietly worry about distributed disruption. The idea that change doesn't come from one big new technology, but from millions of little changes all at once. Just like how LED bulbs chipped away at the power grid's demand profile by turning every home into a tiny power saver, the humble solar oven threatens to do the same in the kitchen. It doesn't make the old ways disappear overnight, but it pokes quiet holes in a business model built on keeping people plugged in and paying up. Better still, the economic impact goes beyond just energy companies. If you're buying less propane or charcoal, you're also tightening the screws on companies that haul, sell, and stock fuel. If you make solar baking normal, businesses might start reminding you to cook when the sun is high, not just when your schedule says so. It's a subtle nudge toward thinking different about waste, about cost, and about where your daily bread actually comes from. Of course, the big players aren't blind to this. They spend money on studies, and sometimes even try to capture trends like these by rolling out solar products of their own, usually with a big price tag and a fancy brand. That's why the $15 solar oven is such a thorn in their side. If anyone can build one out of scraps, what's left to sell? What's left to trademark, meter, or monopolize? That's not the kind of change you can just outprice or out-advertise. But here's what's really cool. Innovation spreads in unpredictable ways. Some people use DIY solar ovens for fun, teaching their kids about science and the environment. But then the habit sticks. Instead of going back to the old way, people start to experiment. Bigger ovens, more creative recipes, maybe even neighborhood challenges to see who can cook the best loaf under the sun. Communities compete, teachers run solar cooking classes, and little by little, what started as an oddball hobby becomes normal. In a way, it's not just about bread or bills. It's about seeing energy and your own power to use it as something flexible, not fixed. It's about remembering that the systems we take for granted today were not permanent. They were built one decision at a time by people just like us. If something as basic as baking bread can go from fossil fuels to free sunlight, what else can change? What happens when millions of kitchens become little science labs, full of quiet experiments in living better and cheaper, one day at a time? So maybe the $15 solar oven is basic by design. Maybe it's not the slick kitchen gadget you see in ads, but that's the point. It's a whisper of something bigger, a quiet kind of power. It doesn't need permission from a utility company or a massive investment or a government grant. It needs you, a patch of sunlight, and a willingness to try something a little different. In an age when it feels like everything is getting more expensive, more complex, and more out of reach, the idea that you can take control, even in a small way, is pretty radical. There's something deeply satisfying about making even part of your meal for free. When you smell fresh bread wafting out of a sun-warmed box, it's not just about the flavor or the money saved. It's about the feeling that you're a part of a chain stretching back through history, people working with what nature gives and finding new ways to live better. If there's one thing the story of the $15 solar oven proves, it's that real change often starts with boring things. Not huge inventions, not billion-dollar startups, just an idea that refuses to go away, spreading slowly, neighbor to neighbor. When you look at the big picture, this little oven is a quiet troublemaker. It chips away at big industries not through force, but by making it ridiculously easy for anyone to take back a small bit of control over their everyday life. Think of the ripple effect. One person in a neighborhood starts baking with solar. The smell drifts over the fence and a neighbor walks over to check things out. Next week, there are 2 ovens out in the sun. Within a month, a handful of people have started swapping tips about recipes and materials. Maybe someone realizes there's a sunny patch by the community center and organizes a solar bake-off. It seems small, but change always does at first. And remember, this isn't just for people with big yards or endless sunny days. Students in cramped city apartments are getting creative, propping up foil-lined boxes on fire escapes. Campers, hikers, and even van lifers love the idea. Baking bread in the middle of nowhere, all from sunshine. Schools include solar oven projects and science classes, mixing fun with lessons about energy, weather, and the economics of everyday living. The movement spreads, not because anyone makes money when you build a solar oven, but because it's simple, satisfying, and repeatable. It's democratic in the best sense. When energy prices spike, or when weather knocks out the grid, solar ovens remind us that we aren't helpless. That's power, not the kind measured in kilowatts, but the kind measured in confidence and peace of mind. When you know you can feed yourself with little more than patience and sunlight, it changes how you see things. Suddenly, the ups and downs of the global energy market seem a little less scary. You aren't just a customer anymore. You're a participant in your own resilience. Of course, some will say, this is all too idealistic. We can't all cook every meal with the sun. And they're right. It isn't a total replacement. There are rainy weeks, cloudy days, busy schedules, but that's missing the point. The magic of the $15 solar oven isn't that it solves every problem. It's that it gives you more options. Every loaf of bread, every roasted veggie, every sunny day you make work for you, that's a small act of independence. Small things, repeated by enough people, add up to something big. Look back at history and you'll see this kind of change is common. Washing lines replacing electric dryers, bikes instead of cars for a few trips a week, people turning empty lots into gardens and sharing what they grow. Every time it starts with a why not, and grows until it couldn't be stopped if you tried. The $15 solar oven feels a bit like the start of a new chapter, a return to doing things for ourselves, not because we have to, but because it feels good and it works. Now, if you've stuck with this video all the way through, you already know the score. Big changes come from small beginnings. Bread baked under the sun, maybe it's not headline news, but it matters. It reminds us that the old rules about who gets to control energy, cooking, even daily life, aren't set in stone. Just as every slice of bread is built from plain ingredients, every shift in how we live starts with something plain and doable. The boring stuff, the stuff you can build with your own two hands, is sometimes the most revolutionary. So if you're even a little bit curious, if you're tired of sending more and more of your paycheck to big utilities, if you wonder just how easy it could be to make your own solar oven, try it. Get out some foil, a box, a bit of glass, and let the sun do its thing. Who knows? You might end up saving a few bucks, or discovering a new favorite hobby, or even starting a local trend. You'll definitely bake some good bread, and probably a few surprises along the way. Let's spark something together. If you've got experience with solar ovens, or thoughts about taking a little control back from big energy companies, drop a comment below and let's start a real conversation. And if you think more people should know about the $15 solar oven, share this video with friends, family, and anyone who might be looking for a small but powerful way to change their daily life. Whether you're in a suburban backyard or a city balcony, a little sunlight in a homemade box might be all it takes to start something bigger than any of us expect. Thanks for joining me for this boring economic update, where the most ordinary things can have the most extraordinary impact. I'll see you in the next one, and until then, keep looking for the quiet ways to make life better, one sunbeam at a time.